What's going on YouTube, it's AyoRichie here and I'm back with another video, and in this video I want to talk about give a little update on Leo in Tekken 8 because it's been a while. It's literally been, the game's been out like 3.5 months and I feel like everyone wants to know, how they should be playing the character or what the best way to play the character might be. And I really think you really need to look at how you want to start matches and also think about what is it that allows you the possibility to come back in a set. So early on, the things that are going to work out for you are, strings first and foremost. I think strings and obviously pokes are the stuff you want to land early, because doing it later on in the set when you're chasing the game is a little more dangerous, and I guess also when trying to make a comeback it's quite difficult. So you want to really, assert something from early, right? And obviously with pokes, there's no recoverable health, so that's something to note as well. So when I made my video talking about back 1+2 string being so good, I don't think people really took into consideration the fact that, there's no recoverable health if you land some counter hit. All that damage, no recoverable health, and that is an important thing because 61 damage is nearly a down 4-2 combo on infinite stage. Obviously, if you get walls, you get significantly more, but landing 61 damage and it not be recoverable is huge. So that string can be quite effective. Other things like QCF 2-1 and stuff like that early on is great. You don't want to get too comfortable just throwing it out because people will wait for it and try and space it so that they can counter you, and also sidewalk it. So people will be more aware this late into the game, so something to think about. But like a string like this, barely any counterplay, just other than to either punish the second part or punish the third part if you wait, or they just hesitate and don't do anything. So you basically get it off of free most of the time. So interesting string. Don't do the first hit by itself because, as you can see, you're stuck in the animation and you're like -20 something crazy, and you can't delay it that much, so it's not really going to throw anyone off. But you can delay the third part, so you can catch people with the third part. So this isn't a video just about back 1+2 because obviously I have that already, but it's kind of like a more of an understanding of how the game is right now after figuring out everything. And let's think about comebacks and stuff like that. So heat engages, where our heat engages are most effective. So obviously Leo has back 1+4 counter hit, so if I have recoverable health, that might be a move that I want to use more, just so that if I get the counter hit I can then get the health back. So yeah, the purpose of heat engages are, they're very good. Obviously people will want to land them if they know they have recoverable health. So just throwing out certain moves like maybe block 1+2 in order to get your health back, if you've just been comboed and stuff like that. We also have obviously the hit confirmable down back 2-4 as well, which is a move I've stopped using as much because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is a move where I'm testing myself whether I can hit confirm it or not, and then I don't know, I emphasize too much on that and I don't think about what the move actually does for me by itself. If my opponent knows that I'm just hit confirming it, then they will just block, and then they will they'll just offense easy. Fair enough, I can just let it go, but it's so risky. It's a high, and if they duck it, it's very bad on whiff. So very dangerous situation. So I've kind of tried to sway away from that move a little bit, unless it's a whiff punish or a block punish. Those are, I guess, what it's intended for the most part. So yeah, kind of just going crazy with just that move is probably not worth the risk. Back to 1+2, this string when you're in heat can be super effective. I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking about Pokemon here, but if you use this string on block, people will expect you to heat dash, and I don't know, yeah, there isn't really a different animation cue or sound cue or anything like that, but people just don't seem to punish it when you do it while you're in heat, because I'm guessing they're anticipating obviously the heat dash. So not only are they not punishing it, but as you can see, there's also chip damage as well. So something to think about, like if you're chipping away at your opponent, you can kind of just let this go a few times, and you know, you might be able to get a little bit amount of chip that's going to make the difference in your set. So something to keep in mind. If they do start punishing it, then yeah, obviously, you know, don't just spam it. But again, it's only minus 11, so yeah, and I believe it has active frames to where it can be minus 10 as well. So interesting move for sure, interesting move. Other than that, you know, you can obviously mix up this with just a down 4 very easily. Tracking as well. This string has like weird tracking, like so, I don't know, just like realigns. Something weird with shoulder attacks in this game. So there's that. This is like if you want to stay within a range where you're not using moves that are considered, you know, too slow. So QCF1, pretty slow move, comes out like, let's say 20 frames, 21 frames on average. Obviously Hell Sweep. Hell Sweep is obviously a great move. I can't react to it for one. Some people say that they can because of the animation and stuff, that's cool. QCF 2-1, you could say is on the slower side. You know, if you want to, you might just want to use a down 1 instead. You know, so I think like finding use for your faster attacks is what you need to do. And obviously launchers are amazing, but like, you know, if they get all of that health back from a heat engager after you've comboed them, then, you know, was it really worth it? That's the way you have to kind of see the game now. So yeah, pokes, like 2 of those is a lot of damage on the grand scheme of things, and this low is so annoying because obviously it has the follow-up, right? So it has the follow-up. I can go into heating, I can go into lightning glare afterwards, and then kind of like just dash up, tail sweep. If my opponent doesn't duck, that's a lot of damage right there. That's like, what is that? Potentially almost a health bar, no? Let's see. So if this lands, and then half a health bar nearly. I don't know why I said a health bar. Almost half a health bar, just for landing a low string and then a low, you know, knockdown sweep. So if you land that early on, half the opponent's health. I believe the hell sweep allows for recoverable health, but yeah, I don't think that's too deep in the grand scheme of things. But landing the 2 down 4s early is important, and then, you know, trying not to get poked down by the opponent you're playing against. I mean, we have great ways of getting around, you know, your opponent's offense. So just using Kempo to try to stay out of their ranges and stuff can be very effective. We have Sabakis, parries, up back 1 is insane. Like, this move has granted me so many sick comebacks when I'm playing against characters that, you know, utilize kicks a lot. Feng, Horang, even Yoshi sometimes, you know, when they get too comfortable using down forward 4, up back 1 into back 2 1+2, gets the job done. So yeah, this character's in well, this is how I like to play the character anyway, so I don't really see too many people like high level Leos use back 1+2 too much, but this is a string that I've kind of been enjoying a lot. You know, I kind of just do these two, if it lands, as you can see, that's like the same damage as 2 down 4s. So like, that's just, I just do that. I'm -3, I know that. So, you know, I don't really need to mash after it. I've landed my string, and then now I'm just gonna relax. And then like, if I do land it on counter hit, 61 damage, and then I kind of run up and I just chill really. Like, you don't really need to be too aggressive. Like, I feel like if you land something like that and you get too overzealous and you start doing like running free and, I don't know, just coming in from full screen, the chances of you, I don't know, getting counter hit out of it, or just, yeah, or like they spring kick or something, like, I feel like it's very easy to lose your momentum. So I think a lot of the times when you do land something on your opponent that is kind of risky-ish, it's good to like kind of take your foot off the brakes and then, you know, see what they like to go for, you know, on wake up or just in response to what you do. So yeah, I think you land a big move, like let's say you land this, You go for your side step 1+2 on wake up, and then you kind of relax. Unless you're at the wall. If you're at the wall, then obviously, you know, you go ham. But I just mean like in neutral, you don't want to be doing too much. So like you land your side step 1+2, and then, you know, you kind of just chill. You don't need to go too crazy after that. You know, you've probably got the life lead at that point by quite a little bit, and then it's just about what your opponent is trying to do then. You know, no recoverable health after that lands. No recoverable health after this, no recoverable health after this. You know, all of your pokes, no recoverable health. So if you manage to get to a point where you're doing that and they can't recover health from heat engager, you know, the heat engager doesn't really become that scary really. So this is, I guess, how you should structure how you want to play in some sense. So yeah, like launchers are really sick and all of that. And obviously, you know, if you land one, it's amazing. But then in Tekken, I feel like closing out matches is a really hard thing, and stopping your opponent from heat engaging is a very difficult thing. So how do you stop yourself from running it into a heat engager when you just landed, you know, a huge combo? Like I'm just gonna do a combo. All of that damage, look at all that recoverable health. Okay, how do I stop my opponent from getting that back, basically? And there's been a lot of situations where, you know, the recoverable health is a lot more than what you've just seen there. Like if you're chipping down your opponent, let's see. So okay, so some other characters can get a lot more chip damage. I guess like maybe Horangs, Dragunov maybe. Like a lot of characters can get a lot of chip damage. Let me just use just this move as an example. So as you can see, all of that, not all of that, but like a huge chunk of that can come back after a heat engager. So you can imagine if your opponent's health is all the way down there because you just done some huge combo and then you're chipping them away with like chip damage, you know, they can get that all back. But if you was, you know, poking them down and whatnot, QCF1, whilst in 4, whilst in 3-1, you know, running your offense like this instead of just focusing on launchers, then they can't get that back. Even if they land a heat engager on you, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, things become a lot scarier when, you know, they have recoverable health and they land a heat engager. So you might want your game plan to be more about poking instead of, you know, just launchers like down forward 2, hop kick, you know, random bot 2, down back. I mean, yeah, like they're all effective, of course. I'm not telling you to not use them, but I'm just saying, like, you have to, you know, be very aware of like what the situations are that you're losing, because I can imagine you land a crazy down back free read on your opponent, you crush their mid. So let me just do what can I do? What is a typical strat? Okay, wait, I got an idea. Okay. Actually, no. What can I do, man? Let me just do back on front. Okay, so you land a read on your opponent. Amazing. You get them to the wall. Okay, that should work, but I don't know what happened. That was really weird. They get up. I start chipping them. I do my heat smash. You know, all of that chips. You know, all their health is just going down through chip damage. They have it recoverable, and then you run into a down back 2-4, or you run into a block 1+2, just out of nowhere. And now all of a sudden you're sweating, and they're making the maddest comeback ever because they have all that health, and now you have to beat them up again. Basically, they basically just got bonus HP, so you have to beat them up again, and yeah. This is the reality of, I guess, playing, you know, this character in Tekken 8. There's a lot of uncertainty of how exactly you should play them, like what is the best way. but I think finding a good balance of like what it is you want in the set is important. You know, you have your parries. So back 2+3, this can parry up to 2 frames, which is insane. Works on a lot of, quite a lot of attacks. So this string, for example. So if you're playing the mirror, and you know the Leo players using this move a lot, they're going into box sometimes, you know, trying to mix it up or something. You know, you can Sabaki, full combo. So something to think about. Something to note as well about this string is that Feng Wei can no longer Sabaki it as well. So you can kind of go for this mind game against Feng pretty easily, which is very good to have. I believe he can't Sabaki back to 1+2 either, which he could before. So yeah, these are good things to know. But yeah, like Leo is a character in this game where you have to utilize a lot of the move list. So I think if you're a newer player to Leo, it's going to be a little bit trickier. And other than that, you know, if you're an amazing Tekken player, then you know Leo has all the tools, you know, to make the character work. You know, insane down forward 2 launching crouched opponents, down forward 3, an amazing jab, down 4. Like all of these tools are amazing. Just, you know, for a high level player. If a high level player picked up Leo, these are the tools that would, you know, make them shine when playing this character. So if you're someone that is trying to become a Leo player and, you know, specialize in this character, then, you know, you'll need to utilize a lot of the moves. If you're an amazing Tekken player, then, you know, the tools that the character has are pretty insane. And then obviously if you can somehow get into the habit of, you know, utilizing the evasive moves, 4-2+3, down back 3, getting comfortable using Bok to, you know, crush in certain situations, then yeah, like you can really make this character look super strong. So yeah, interesting character. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about it at the moment. Obviously June's soon upon us. We might have some balance changes in terms of obviously Leo, and see what Leo does against other characters. I want to do like a matchup chart, like what I think is Leo's good matchups and bad matchups. I'm going to probably do that soon, so look out for that video. But other than that, I've been AyoRichie. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and peace. Take it easy everyone.